If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much and it only takes a second of your time. Thanks. What's up? It's Megabillybob here, and as promised, I'm gonna make this bank video. And after the bank, I'm gonna show you guys my stats and all that for those of you who want to know. And a little price check, obviously. So I guess let's get started. This first tab is basically the same as it's always been. It's just pretty much junk, basically. I mean, I don't really ever use any of this stuff. It doesn't fall into a category of any kind, really. So, yeah. This last tab is my summoning tab. I just keep the pouches that I intend on using at some point, and you know, even some of these I don't really ever use. Well, I only really use the unicorn and sometimes a tort, but yeah, that's pretty much it. These are my Slayer drops. These aren't all my drops, obviously, but these are just some of the things that tend to stack up in my bank, and you know, not really anything big here. Yeah. This is like jewelry and stuff like that. I always like to keep a nice fresh stock of, you know, all these Ring of Life and dueling and shit like that. But yeah. Food, never really use this tab ever because I have unicorns and they just make everything basically impossible to fail at. Except for Bandos, that's still failable, and really any boss with a unicorn. Mage, tab, runes, all that junk. All the pure essences from Slayer, all the blood runes are from Slayer, Slayer. Basically everything in here is for Slayer, or from Slayer, except for the astrals, natures, and the laws. I don't know, I just kind of stockpile up after time. And I got some gold amulets and some already strung, because training a little bit of mage, you know. But here we got all our herbs, potions, and such. These are mainly all from my kingdom, but the toad flax is from farming. But I've been slacking on farming pretty hardcore lately, so I'm kind of dwindling, you know, on the toad flax. And all these are from farming, the limpworts. And yeah, just like summoning, I only keep potions in here that I intend on using ever. And seeds, all of these are basically from either woodcutting or my kingdom. Here we got 16 spirit seeds that I've collected over the course of me playing, which I guess it's kind of cool. Yeah, all the potions that I didn't get around to decant or decanting or whatever with that one guy over there in the GE. But farming secondaries that I really never use, because I don't really do trees. I don't really ever do tree runs that often. I usually just use compost for most of them, or super compost. And yeah, this is my everyday tab. It's basically where I keep all my currencies and, you know, stuff that I could really need to use any day. We got unenchanted rings, bird's nest, or crushed nests and bird's nests and shit, gems. Any ores, you know, just shit like that, and 9 mil cash. Well, almost 9 mil cash. I'm like 20k away. So, 9 mil cash. And this last tab is going to be my most valuable tab. This is the majority of my bank. Alright, so we got 799s, soon to be a few more in the upcoming year. Well, not really a lot more, but a few more, you know. All my Slayer stuff, my favorite skill in the game, the best skill in the game in my opinion. Void, this elite void shit from that one quest. I don't really ever intend on getting the full set of elite void. But Void Knight Mace, I got that back when I was like level 70 or something. I didn't even know a full Void was out back then, or like the effects of it or anything, because I really never saw anyone wear it. Fuck. Never really saw anyone with full Void, and I thought the Void Knight Mace looked the coolest out of everything there. So I just bought it out of, you know, whatever. Range, yeah, got the Arma chest plate, the Amulet of Ranging, and that's pretty much it. And we got all the books, 2 of them, all filled. And if you want to know how to do it, you could probably just search it up. I don't know if the glitch still works anymore, but I don't know. If it gets requested enough, I'll make a video guide on how to get 2 books. But these 3 books I never bothered to fill or even get any pages for, because it's a waste of fucking money is what it is. And all my PKing stuff, basically I have it set to where I can just bam 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 bam. Fucking yeah. Just basically get it all out in one big swoop. That's always cool. Stuff for God Wars, Sarah, Zami stole. These, just like everyone else, I thought I was being smart trying to merchant them. Then I realized that I had to basically dump them at a dirt cheap price, so just a little bit ago, not today, but like a couple days ago, I bought like 10 more sets at even cheaper than I sold them for, because I know that they're going to go up, and people are too stupid to know that, or people are just too impulsive, and I don't know, whatever reason that you sell your shit for, you know, really cheap. It's probably the same reason I do. Bone Crusher, it's one of my favorite items that you get from Dungeoneering. Summoning Potion that shouldn't be there. Slayer Ring, Seraph Ams, SGS, and I got an AGS down here. It's quite sexy. I also bought this at a pretty low price. I'm hoping for it to go up a little bit. But, you know, if not, then it's always cool to have an AGS floating around in your bank. 3D boots that I got from Slayer. I had like 5, but I ended up losing 2 staking, because, like I said, I'm pretty impulsive, but I was young and needed the money, but I lost it instead, so that's cool, I guess. Full Slayer helmet, it's the way to go, even though I never range in it or mage in it or anything like that. DFS, crashing. Actually, I don't know if tacits are crashing, but this was. Fury, thanks to my homeboy, OHIO, Ohio, for giving me another Fury. And, you know, I want to say this before I get any hate comments, and he will attest to this, that, you know, he offered it to me because, I mean, he's fucking loaded. I only wish I could have his bank. Obviously loaded enough to where he can give out a Fury. And after I lost my Fury staking, he gave me another one. So, thanks a lot, bro. And, if you want to visit his channel, I'll put a link in the description. So, yeah, again, thanks. And we got the Warrior Ring here, because the Berserker Ring's way too expensive for me. Varric's Helm for all the non-Slayer, you know, shit. And I kind of got over my fear of using, well, not fear, but, you know, hate of using Barrow's equipment, because, I mean, a helm's only really 60k to repair, and the stats are so much better than a Nezi. And plus, Varric's Helm also gives a prayer bonus, and it could be used ranging and all that good shit. And, you know, we got my green whip, the fire cape, obviously, and the Karasi, which is the most bitched about weapon in RuneScape today, I think, and rightfully so. Alright, so here's a little price check in my bank of basically all the items that I could fit in my equipment and, you know, my inventory. And also, keep in mind that everything on RuneScape has been crashing lately, and this video is made right after all the new Wild and all those updates came out. So the market is pretty unstable right now, but there it is, 218 mil. Normally my bank would be worth around like 250. But obviously there's a lot of items in my bank, like my DFS is charged, my Slayer helm is a Slayer helm. So right now I'd say I'm about 250 mil. Though I don't know how much a DFS or whip or anything like that price checks, as, not being tradable, but I'm guessing either nothing or not very much. Here's a quick look at my stats. As you can see, there's a lot of things on here that need improvement on. Like, I think my prayer level is a little bit low for my combat, and my herb lore could also use some working on too. But you see, I don't really feel like spending, a fraction of my bank on, a big fraction of my bank on just 2 skills, and getting just prayer to 80 I think costs like 25 mil. Probably more now that Dragon Bones are, up the ass. Not up my ass, but up the Grand Exchange's ass. That would be awfully strange if I had... Fuck! Speaking of phone calls pissing me the fuck off, there was a lot of you guys that commented on my last video saying that I sounded like Nightmare RH. And a few of you guys even went the distance to call me a Nightmare RH wannabe. And believe me, I'm flattered that you think that I sound like Nightmare RH. But I honestly do get pissed off when people call my house, because it seems like no one ever gives a fuck what we're doing. Unless I'm making a video. But yeah, anyways, here's my quests. I recently did all the quests to get the Karasi, and I'm working on getting, Wild Gothic Sleeps done. And I almost can. I just gotta do, like 3 or 4 more quests, actually a bunch more to get that, but I only actually need to do like 3 or 4, I think, more quests to be able to, have all these requirements done. Do you hear this shit? This bitch is lucky that I had my video paused. 2 phone calls in the 10 minutes I decide to make a video. We get an average of like 5 fucking phone calls a day. What does that say to you? They're out to get me. Goddamn telemarketers. Anyways, I don't really ever intend on getting these 2 prayers, mainly because that's a fucking waste of dungeoneering points. I'd rather get a raper, or a rapier, but I like to call it the raper because it rapes the fuck out of people. God damn it, now I got Nightmare RH on my mind. Thanks a lot, guys. Except his voice doesn't crack like 40 times in every video, so yeah, whatever. These are all my friends. Yeah. Some of the people I just met are actually pretty cool, especially this fella right here. He honestly seems to be the only one that doesn't, kiss my ass every chance he gets. And I don't mean that in a bad way to the people who do like to kinda, I guess suck up. But you also gotta remember that I played the YouTube fanboy game too, past tense, played, and it never really worked for me. I got added for about a day by some people, but then they went right ahead and deleted me, which I don't blame them, coming from, my experiences with a lot of people. But basically everyone on my friends list, this is your shout out, because only really people that I like stay on my friends list. People I like as in people that I talk to regularly. If by some chance I do delete you, it doesn't mean that I don't necessarily like you, but there's a good chance. My ignore list, there's no one on here, because I'm a friendly kind of guy. My clan chat, hello. This, filter, off. Awesome update. And this just reminded me that I have to go do this shit. Damn. But other than these 2, I got all the emotes. 6,500,017 songs, and my goals for the year. See, I got fancy with it and I changed them to a different color, like the quests. I made the ones that I've started on orange, and the ones that I've done green. Aren't I creative? But anyways, guys, that just about does it for this bank video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions about anything you saw, like any obscure items or anything, just leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to help you out, because that's what I do. But yeah.